Hi, this is Ken. Starting today, Tuesdays are a new series I'm calling Living with Tesla, the everyday life that grows up around the car. Episode 1 is about electricity. Last spring, we installed 6 kilowatts of N-type solar panels on our roof, along with a Tesla Powerwall too. It's been over a year now, so today I want to answer one question honestly. How much of our own power did we actually manage to make? Everything I show you comes straight from the real data logged in the Tesla app. If you're considering solar or a home battery, or you just want a lower power bill, I hope this helps. Let me explain our setup first. There are 3 pieces: 6 kilowatts of N-type solar panels, a Tesla Powerwall, 2 home battery, and a wall connector for the car. The flow is simple. Power from the roof goes to the house first. Whatever is left over gets stored in the Powerwall, and we only buy from the utility what we still fall short of. Open the Tesla app and you can see all of it in real time. How much you're generating, how much the house is drawing, how full the battery is. I find it fascinating and I check it almost every day. What I'm about to show you is more than a year of that logged data. Let's start with year 1. In 2025, across the 9 months from our April install through December, the house used 9.4 megawatt hours. That's 9,400 kilowatt hours. Here's the breakdown. 29% came straight from the solar panels, and another 24% came out of the Powerwall. Add those together and you get 53%. In other words, more than half of everything the house used, we made ourselves. Only the remaining 47% came from the utility. Honestly, the first time I saw that number, I was thrilled. It was better than I expected. But there is a catch hiding inside that 53%, and that's what I want to show you next. Now here's this year, January through July of 2026. The house used 9.7 megawatt hours. Solar covered 20%. The Powerwall another 20%. So 40% self-supplied and 60% bought from the grid. Year 1 was 53%, so we're down 13 points. This is the part I most want you to see. That first year's data started in April, which means winter wasn't in it at all. This year includes January, February, and March. Short days, cold weather. And look at the usage. 9.7 megawatt hours in just 7 months, already more than the 9 months of last year. In winter, there's less sunlight, and yet heating pulls far more electricity. Those two things push in the same direction, and self-sufficiency drops. 40% is what the system really does once winter is counted. Here's a number that might surprise you, where the energy in our Powerwall actually came from. In 2025, 33% came from solar, and 67% came from the grid. You might think, wait, you installed a battery and you're still buying power? Yes, and it's deliberate. Our utility charges much less for electricity overnight. So the Powerwall is set to buy and store cheap power in the middle of the night. Then, during the day, the house runs on solar, and once the battery is full, the surplus gets exported. Store it when it's cheap, use it when it's expensive. A home battery isn't only a bucket for sunshine. It's a tool for shifting when you buy your electricity. One more honest number. We put 2,824 kilowatt hours in and got 2,492 back out. A little over 10% disappears as round-trip loss. I'd rather show you that than hide it. There's one thing I have to be upfront about. The app shows two 117.5 kilowatt hours going to the car, about 8% of the total, but that doesn't reflect reality. Our wall connector hasn't been connecting to the internet properly, and I left it that way for a while, so a lot of the car's charging simply wasn't logged. In truth, we charge considerably more than that. I'd rather show you the inconvenient numbers than quietly leave them out. This one is my own setup mistake, so I'll get it fixed and start measuring properly. Once I do, I'll come back and tell you what charging the car actually costs. So if you're considering solar or a battery, here's the one thing I'd pass on. Wait for the numbers to go through a full turn of the seasons. Spring and summer data will always look good. Long days, no heating. But what you actually want to know is the full year figure with winter in it. For us, that was 40%, not 53. I nearly fooled myself by looking at the first year alone. The other thing is this. A home battery isn't only a bucket for storing sunshine. As I showed you, it's also a tool for shifting when you buy your electricity. So whether your rate plan has a cheap overnight window will change how much a battery is worth to you. Now, we've talked a lot about self-sufficiency, but I suspect the question you really want answered is, what did it all cost? The install price, and how long it takes to pay back. I want to lay those numbers out properly. So that's the next episode of Living with Tesla. And if there's something about solar or home batteries you've been wondering about, tell me in the comments. I'll answer as many as I can next time. On this channel, I share Tesla and SpaceX news every day, and on Tuesdays, a new episode of Living with Tesla like today's. If you'd like to follow along, please subscribe. And if you're curious how far a Tesla actually goes when it's charged from your own roof, I covered that in an earlier video about my car's battery. Link in the description.